So, a very good morning. And what we have seen in last session that we are going to continue, we discussed on Mac wireless networks. So, we discussed on the reference architecture for mobile computing, mobile communication on that. How my OSI model or ISO reference model is being differentiated from the corresponding thing. By based on only 3 layers, it got differentiated. So how about the basic techniques to be refreshed? So we started with duplexing based on frequency and time, how it will happen. So those things we have seen. From the very beginning, we discussed about computing, communication, and application. By the external learning activity, you started working with application. I think on the last week's session, you started developing applications using Flutter, right? So even for tomorrow's activity, I'll give you some more application based on other language, or we'll continue with the same. Okay. Even some formulas we have come across to find out number of channels, because for multiple access means, if you are going on a road, if the city doesn't belongs to any corporation, even you can find in that road there is no barricade. You have a simple road that we have to assume ourselves based on the white mark. You have to go in left and you have to come in right. That's all. If we are going through sorry if we are going through an improved city, that I could able to find out a barricade. So barricade will differentiate me left to go and right to come. If it is a highway means, nowadays I could able to see 4 ways, right? A service road on left, a main road on left, a service road on right, and a main road on right. I am having 4 ways. On heavy trunk roads, if you go for North India, I could able to see 8-way roads. I could able to differentiate. This is the way two-wheelers has to use. This is the way that four-wheelers has to use. This is the way that heavy duty vehicles has to use. So likewise, I could able to differentiate depending upon the load. Nothing but depending upon the capacity of the vehicle, that the lane would be divided. Right? This is what the concern as well as the issue that that what we are ready to focus on, multiple access control, right? What are all the solutions you have? Mathematically, people are ready to derive and they give that. Even if you have any other technique, you can convey. How to divide the available path. How effectively the transmission and reception need to take place, right? That's the thing, that the complete concern of this topic. Already we have seen this topic, but anyway, why I am bringing this inside multiple access means, in spectrum, what is the basic technique they have applied first? Already we have seen FHSS and DSSS, the same thing only, but the name was coined in the communication technology. Frequency hopped multiple access, direct sequence multiple access. This could be the technique. So before getting into this topic, still I want to refresh because I'm getting some chat messages from the students to give clear idea about further on spectrum. To give that, I think this would be helpful.
Spectrum is everybody's business. It's all around us, and it's the airwaves that allow us to send signals to a device, like a mobile phone. You don't have to be a scientist to be smart about spectrum. Spectrum refers to radio waves, some with higher frequency and some with lower. Different technologies can be used to send information every day. All of the possible frequencies put together make up the spectrum. Now, everything that communicates wirelessly, like your television, smartphone, or baby monitor, uses a small slice of the spectrum. With me so far? You can think of these different spectrum slices or bands.
So what it represents, every device has its own frequency to ready to communicate.
As roads, all sorts of data passing back and forth. Each type of signal travels in its own special length. So with all this traffic, how do signals avoid bumping into each other?
Why we have to talk about the traffic here? Not only for congestion, because they are using the same spectrum. Spectrum is divided into number of parts, right? So in the same road, how they are going to travel, that is what we are going to divide.
That's where government plays a role. Regulatory authorities have to decide which parts of the spectrum are used for which type of service, and how the spectrum is used to deliver the greatest benefit to society. People everywhere are benefiting. Consider how far we've come. The first SMS was sent in 1992. Today, there are more text messages sent each day than there are people on the planet. Every 3 seconds, someone buys a new device to connect to the internet, and the mobile industry supports a larger economic ecosystem than we ever imagined, generating $1 trillion per year. You see, people love to communicate, and they want to live a connected life. Just consider all the kinds of mobile devices we have today in health, transportation, utilities, education, even in government, and new devices are being introduced all the time with immense social benefit. The thing is, spectrum is a limited resource, and roads can only handle so much traffic. That's why mobile operators are continually investing in technologies and infrastructure to handle more traffic with the same amount of spectrum. But higher demand means we still need more lanes. One solution is to free up spectrum reserved for older technologies to accommodate the new. But new roads take careful planning and years of negotiation to accommodate the new.
See this place.
Spectrum reserved.
So if you observe this place, the path is going to change, right? They started utilizing the path in an effective way. The middle path is being divided into two unused frequencies that where you could be able to see the television is being divided.
For older technologies to accommodate the new. But new roads take careful planning and years of negotiation, and they don't stop at national borders. That's why we have the ITU, a United Nations body tasked with building international consensus for harmonised spectrum around the globe. To realise the vision of a connected life, we need more roads, and we need to get the word out. Spectrum is not just for the experts. Spectrum is everybody's business. So let's get those next spectrum roads built.
So that's the idea that they are bringing on you. How we are going to construct our roads, right? So depending upon the methodology that what we are going to insist. Please remember that, right? We are having very old techniques to remember and carry forward. That must be connected and that can be overridden by new research also, right? How OFDMA and LTE have combined to give an effective 5G that had taken a pilot control on Navy Mumbai and NCR parts of Delhi, that they run a very good classic transportation. So this basic technique FHMA and FHSS will lead to the same thing only, right? So the random change in frequency make the change of using the same narrow band channel very low. The path is being divided, right? The same path is being divided into two. That's what. But the only thing is, what you have to concentrate here is synchronization. How we are going to sync the sequences. That would be a challenge here. If you know the sequence, then only you could be able to arrange it in the receiver end. That's the uh, point that you have to stretch off. I think while on in the network that you have come across go back in algorithm, so those algorithms will give you that sequence properly using that content slot or window, right? So that's what here people are trying to bring it upon. So depending upon the high frequency or low frequency, the number of hops will be decided. So if the hopping rate is greater, that could be fast frequency. If the symbol rate is greater, right? So what does it the term symbol rate? Multiple number of bits that you are going to use. That's what symbol rate. Ultimately, my smart TV is communicating with my mobile using Bluetooth only, right? So slow frequency hopping. So the case study is Bluetooth. Bluetooth, we are having Bluetooth. Are we using the Bluetooth effectively? That could be the case. How effectively? Have you used Bluetooth with the devices? Apart from your mobile, headsets, TVs, laptops. Have you used it with the devices? Try to use it. Because nowadays Bluetooth chips are coming for in thousands. Controlling device hardware using Bluetooth with a minimal range of frequency will give you an efficient outcome. As well as creating a network using Bluetooth will give you less bills on the broadband entities than what you are going to have a external service access point. So using Bluetooth, the basic case study that what they are ready to project here is, so PiConnect is nothing but the combination of more number of Bluetooth devices. So 79 megahertz wideband radio channel, 79 narrowband channels. So how they are communicating, the standard frequency is going to be 2402 plus k megahertz. So k values ranging from 0 to something. It's a standard one. So what is the space they are giving? 1 megahertz. This is to avoid the interference. This is to avoid the interference. Yes, any clarifications? I found someone's mic is switched on. That can be off. And the hopping rate is 1600 hops per second. Right? Hopping sequence is determined by Bluetooth hardware address, nothing but the MAC, and the clocks that are synchronized between sender and receiver. Ultimately, that is the clock available. Yes, still there is a disturbance. Please switch off the mic. So 79 hop system means they have shown the scale of 1 megahertz being divided between the total range, right? So hop sequence could be how it will be within that 79. How could be able to sync? That's what they have mentioned through the. Even you can use a random number generator for 0 to 78, right? So that will also will give you the hopping range. So how to employ this FHS in the environment? That's what they have given those things. So the range would be 10 meter. Assume they have mentioned the data rate. The total channel section is 79 megahertz. So what they could be able to maintain 789 channels that they could be able to employ 790, 789 because 0 to 789. Hop rate mentioned as 1600 hops per second. So hopping sequence can be determined using two things. That's what already mentioned. Using the MAC address as well as the clock, right? The hardware clock that what they have set for the time. So maximum 7 devices could be able to communicate with a master that they are restricting it, assuming that based upon the number of paths that they have divided. That is the reason why they have given us a 7. When our path is going to be big, that I could be able to improve number of devices. ScatterNet is nothing but a combination of piconets. That's what ScatterNet is. Collection of Bluetooth devices is called a piconet. Collection of piconets is called a ScatterNet. Network of networks. Right? So when I'm going to employ my ScatterNet, I could able to work with the problem of signal interference very easily. Assume that there is a device which is going to act in both the nets, both the piconets. In that case, there would be a separate frequency allocated in piconet 1 and by far in separate frequency will be allocated in piconet 2. So ultimately there won't be any signal interference will be happening for the red colored node. So that's what they want to bring it up. So how it would be actually, how it would be. So they have given in terms of slot time. Right. So if I'm going to employ TDMA/TD, TDMA/TD. So when I'm going to use these type of hybrid techniques, what will happen? Still, we will see how about some more hybrid techniques. Right. So same time, right? But the slot that what I'm going to use based upon the device. That's what a technique, basic technique that they have used. So better penetrating those things in terms of CDM. Already we have seen this. So instead of using frequency and time, we are going to use a chip code, right? We have used a code. So through that code that I'm going to communicate. So that is the idea here. Especially this code will be helpful for decoding our signal with the proper reception side, right? So no one could be able to check my code. So already we have discussed, we are coming across my FDMA, TDMA and CDMA, but one more orientation on this. The data that what I am passing, the code word, both of them will be performed a modulation. That means superimposing of signals have taken place. Coded signal is generated here. So I am calculating the gain parameter for CDMA. B spread by R, the pin code rate divided by data rate. P chip rate divided by R. Right. So what type of code that I am going to employ, based upon that it will vary. So in the CDMA, the basic problem is the near fair problem. All the devices will not be at the same distance from the base station. That is what near fair problem. Right? Power control. So power control is nothing but there would be the fluctuation of usage of their battery, right? Depending upon their data intensity. So that will ultimately will based upon, because near fair problem and power control are related. So depending upon the distance only, the corresponding communication will be happening. If the distance is more, I have to send a very strong signal. Ultimately, I have to utilize more power in base station, as well as the destination also will ready to receive the high beam signal. Right? Ultimately, both of them will suffer for power control. So near fair problem and power control will be the cause of employing CDMA in the corresponding thing. Already we have seen this DSS transmission, but the reason to include the slide here is you must know the formula. That's the reason why I have given this formula here. That they will give you the values, just substitute the values, and you have to find out the signal to be transmitted. Likewise, in the receiver side. So remember the formula: M of t into P of t. Here we have only M of t. So this is already we have seen how to compute the interference, how to compute the signal. Complement techniques they have used. That's all. The complement of my frequency and spectral density will generate the interference in the filter side. In the demodulator side, complement of spectral density with the frequency will fetch me the signal. So this is a basic example that they are transmitting. So I think this would give you a very good base on that. Data A is being transmitted along with the code word. XR operation is happening between them in the same channel. The second path data B is being passed. Code word is being used. See that code word is something different from A. A's code word. XRing B and code word. Now both A and B are coded. A and B are combined and they are transmitting. A, B, A code word, B code word. A plus code word of data A, B plus code word of data B. Finally, the combination of A and B coded signals are being transmitted. At the reception side, what they are doing? At the A code word at the receiver, what they are doing? A plus B coded signal is available multiplied with a code. They will get an integrator output using comparator. They are differentiating the corresponding entity. How they are obtaining A? By taking the inverse of this to obtain the A. Likewise for B, if we take the inverse of this, ultimately the pending data will be the corresponding signal. If I am going to use the wrong code word, ultimately I could not be able to encrypt anything. I would not be able to receive the data either A or B if I am going to use the wrong code word. So the code word, so check the code word at the receiver for A and B, both are different. Okay, both are different. So that is the point being ready to stretch it upon on CDMA. So before getting into the spread spectrum techniques, hybrid techniques, still we will penetrate into the spectrum in a different fashion. See this. So this one already you have studied in your plus 2 itself, physics, how they are dividing electromagnetic spectrum. So how their intensity varies depending upon the frequency.
one of the resources which is normally managed by a government body in most countries. The government earns by distributing various portions of the spectrum between companies using an auction or lottery system. In the United States, two agencies, the FCC and NTIA, govern the radio spectrum, whereas in Europe, the CEBT does the job. At the global level, the ITU, International Telecommunication Union, manages all technical things related to the spectrum.
So this is the main uh, single point of contact for everyone to manage their allocated spectrum. So ITU will convey us the frequency. Even if we confine far from this frequency range to this frequency range, the manageable frequency range will be conveyed by ITU only. Reason is that because we are having a more number of satellites which are roaming on our blue sky always. Communication happening between the satellite and the base station or the controlling station will be on their frequency. So n number of satellites are roaming over there. Even some dwarf satellites also there. Still they are transmitting. So how to allocate the frequency range within the available spectrum that must be conveyed by them only. Even the government, the country government is going to do that. That will be validated by ITU. Whether you done it properly or the term has been replaced with it here subcarriers. Remember that.
Mathematically orthogonal to each other, each of them are modulated individually. We hope this video gives you a clear understanding about what is spectrum, how your government is able to garner a huge revenue just by acting as a regulatory body. Please don't forget to support us on Patreon.com.
So the spectrum allocation technique could be done through auction by the government. Right? What is the underlying technology? That would be decided by the people who are taking the auction. Right? So how they are going to improve the standard? That is the reason why spectrum auction is a very big scam case nowadays. If I am going to employ a technology for that spectrum allocation, it should be benefit for common man as well as the corporate people. What is the technology that I am going to use? Now it must be affordable to the common man as well as it must be affordable to the. It must be with a very good performance to the corporate sectors, because for common man he will use or she will use the internet for basic needs of accessing citizenship services from government of India or from government of Tamil Nadu. But while we are going for corporate sectors, they will communicate globally for their business needs and requirements, that they will communicate globally, and their transactions will be happening in the international fashion. So performance point of view should be very good, very great for corporate sector. Basic services must be has to reach at free of cost for the common man. So what is the technique that can be allocated? So using FDMA, multiple frequency slots will come. In every slot, why don't you employ a code? That's what FDMA CD. So in the direct signals, in a slotted frequency, in a slotted frequency range, on alternative slots, some frequency will be transmitted. That is what DSFHM means. What is the cost of these techniques? That would play a vital role. Third one, TCDMA. time division CDM. Each cell is going to use different code. Each cell that I could able to multiplex with different users using TDM. So TCDMA is something different from FDMA slash CDMA. There frequency is divided for number of radio channels, but here cell is divided for number of users. Next, TD frequency hopping. Every slot, a new frequency would be mapped with a pseudo random code. We could not able to find out in which slot which frequency based communication is happening. So that's what Bluetooth. So these are all the hybrid spectrum techniques. So this is already you have come across in your network, but anyway I will give you a orientation. Basic packet radio protocols for random access schemes. So pure aloha, slotted aloha. Based on CSMA protocols, we are having 4 variations. Reservation protocols also available. Resource reservation is the main theme of multiple access techniques. How I am going to do my resource reservation? Because while I am going to transmit data, no one should perform the transmission. So that road will be very neat, I could able to perform a fast data transfer. That is the idea behind that. Right, so I think better we can continue in the afternoon session. If you have any clarifications, you can post it in the chat or you can open up your mic and speak.